literally what has made this country any level of great is the Constitution and people utilizing their constitutional rights. We know when we try to do it, see, the problem is they trick us. Well, y'all couldn't do it. Now y'all should be against them doing it. Oh, well, because the Black Panthers tried to have right of assembly and bear arms and things of that nature. So they always playing on our traumas. They always playing on our triggers and our fears and getting us on their side. Wait a minute. There's nothing wrong that they doing it. The problem is that we are not doing it as well. So you can't go into a store, right? And let's say, you walk in, because we do this a lot. And let's say they got a discount for all the customers that day. And you go in there, you say, I come here, I want my 50% off, right? White people, Asian people, Jewish people, they all in there shopping, getting their 50% off. And you walk in there and they say, I'm sorry, sir, we're not doing 50% off for you. And you're like, what the hell, what you talking about? Everybody getting their 50% off. So instead of you getting mad at the person that told you that you can't get your discount because of who you are, you get mad at the people that's getting theirs. No, they supposed to get there. That's their right. That's what was advertised. That's what they should be able to come and get. So instead of getting mad at the people, you're supposed to be mad at the person who stopped you from getting your rights, which was who? The government. So instead, you mad at the people for going against the people that stopped you from getting your rights in the first place. How does that make sense? And this is a trick bag that they put on our minds. And it sounds so good when they say it and they repeat it, and you think these people are for you, and they gotta be for us. Nah, there's a bunch of suckers and busters, man, working for them people. I ain't mad at white folks for having rights. They supposed to. The problem is we ain't fighting for our power, and we're forgetting the thing that we're good at, which is identifying our enemies. Black people are great at identifying our enemies and creating social change that benefits the whole world. So we got to be able to take a step back and look at these things, because tactics is reactionary. Strategy is philosophy. It's really thinking about this thing. And we got a reactionary society that's not taking a step back because you're stuck on a day-to-day rat race. Right? So if we're looking at what has been happening, the accumulation of gold by different countries and different people, I believe that these new currencies will be backed by gold. Now, according to what they call this Bretton Woods report, Bretton Woods Conference 3, they said it's going to be a basket of commodities, meaning it's going to be oil, it's going to be wheat, it's going to be all these different commodities in the world, including gold. But a lot of analysts believe that that will be too difficult to implement. So gold would be a much better play for the world to go towards, again, because we've done it before, it's effective, and it works. Right? So the thing about what most people don't understand is, and America could do the same thing, right? Because you don't have to have 100% to back something up. It can be 40 to 50% that backs it up. Right? And this is probably the thing that most people think. When it's backed by something, it can be backed by 40 to 50%. It don't have to be completely backed by gold. But you do have to have it in your reserves, right? You got to actually have the gold to back up, right? Now, there's so much gold that's been imported to China over the years. They've reported to have so-called only 9,000 tons of gold, but they have years and gaps of reporting. So, and they are some of the world's largest gold miners as well, and they so-called don't import, mine gold. So they mining their own gold, right? And they have so much gold coming to their country. So in reality, we thinking that they're probably going to disclose the amount of gold that they have, right, when it's time to implement this new currency. and say that it's backed by this. Now, what this would do to gold is it would take the price of gold and it's going to the moon. Right? Now, think about what Bitcoin did when it went to $60,000. Right? Many people would have never thought we should have seen that. And at the time, gold was at like 2,000. And what happened? The price of gold had been manipulated to stay down so that governments and big entities could continue to accumulate. That's the only reason. Otherwise, gold will be acting like it's supposed to. But also, gold has been the safest choice throughout this tumultuous time, right? From COVID till now. So it has small fluctuations up and down, but nothing crazy like we've seen with stocks and crypto. We've seen whole banks fail. Gold has not failed like that. Warren Buffett went in, not just invested in gold, he went and bought an entire gold mine. He went and bought an entire gold mine. That tells you something. Why would he do that? So they're going to have to rise the price of gold in order for it to be the standard of the world, right? So we can see gold go up, I don't know, 100%, 200%, 1,000%. So my suggestion is buy gold. That's a strategy. Now, my also suggestion is invest, and we have to become global investors, and you have to diversify. And a lot of people are like, well, I ain't really got that much money, Keys. To be backed by gold, take however much you make, and I need you to start investing, whether it's in gold, and be backed at least by 20 to 40% by gold. It wasn't 40 to 50, I meant 20 to 40. So let's say you make, I don't know, $10,000, right? So you're going to need at least $2,000 to $4,000 in gold to say I'm backed by gold, right? Having cash in the bank is probably the most dangerous thing right now. I got some and I need to move some things and do some things, right? So we are going on a completely different exchange system, and silver follows gold as well, but silver does never have big upside the same way gold will. So gold, and gold has not had its moment to shine yet. Right? Now, here's the danger. So the question becomes, well, will the government confiscate gold like they did before when they took us off the gold standard? Anything's possible. Right? Now, what happened when they confiscated gold, you could keep gold in jewelry still, but you couldn't have gold currency. So that happened all the way up into the 70s. You couldn't have gold bars. So this is why people hadn't been accumulating it all of these years in the U.S. because it was illegal. So getting gold in jewelry, right? Gold bullion, right? So you can keep gold bars. You can invest in gold, stocks. They even have some cryptocurrencies that is backed by gold. So therefore, when gold makes the move, you can be diversified and a part of that. So when we look at what is our net worth, your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities, right? Your debt plus your income, right? Plus your assets. So if we want to look at black wealth in 2053, and this is universal because I know I got different people, so this applies to everybody. If you look at black wealth in 2053, there was a statistic that said we have 0% wealth, and that's based on us not holding any assets. So instead, what do? If every black family had accumulated gold, and I've been talking about this for years, so I've said this for years, right? If every black family accumulated gold since the time we was talking about it early in 2020, you know what I'm saying? Let's say every Time you get paid, you allocate 20 to 40% in buying gold. Now you're going to have a net worth because this is an asset. So as that gold goes up, the net worth of that family goes up. So now instead of saying the net worth of these families are zero, you have to say the net worth of these families is based on the amount of gold they have, because now they backed by gold. Now I don't suggest you just have gold because we just talked about diversification. Not only that, you can go get your gold insured as well, right? And then you can go get your gold appraised as well. And sometimes you can get the gold appraised more for what you bought it. Now, what I'm talking about could be a long-term play and maybe not a short-term play. So anytime when I'm talking about holding these things, not using it to go sell. Like this is supposed to be what you're backed by. Because you can always leverage what you have. So if you got $1 million in gold, a person may give you $1 million credit based on that. And if you default on that credit, then you got to hand over those assets. Rolex is definitely included because we're going to a hard asset world, because paper money is not going to be worth things in the future. That's why the government trying to go to digital, and that's why watches and things are going up, because this paper currency ain't going to be it. So when we looking at, of course, land, because they're not buying any more land, and we have a program that shows you how to go buy land, the Acre Boys and the BWO, right? Link in the bio. Or I might not even have it in the bio. I don't know if I got my link tree. So we got land, of course. We have stocks you can invest in, the rising AI stocks that's going to be taking over, right? Whether that's Microsoft, whether that's Nvidia, even possibly whether that's Apple or possibly Meta, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can start saying, I'm going to start now and start putting my money in different things. And I know I've never done this before. Like me telling you all this, I don't benefit directly. So I don't have nothing to sell you. It benefits me to see you all prepared for what's going on and having a strategy and a philosophy. Right? This is how wealthy do. They diversify their income. So maybe one going up and one going down, and it balances it out. Right? So maybe one go up a whole lot while one is kind of coming down a little bit. But it maintains your value and your net worth. So the reason a lot of us may be poor right now in life because we have poor strategies or we have poor tactics. Right? But rich people have strategies. Wealthy people have strategies. I just told you a few AI stocks that, I currently are invested in. Microsoft is my number one. Nvidia, they're doing some amazing things over there. I think Google is going to be a player in this as well. I just don't think Google going anywhere, but, we'll see. Amazon ain't touched it yet, but I know Amazon go get into it. We'll see how that works out as the world goes through a tumultuous time. Amazon is really good at pivoting, so I know that they're thinking about things in a play infrastructure right now. I think it'd be really good for Amazon to start doing some more digital things. But anyway, gold, you got Meta. Meta been playing around with, spatial headsets, and maybe I feel like they might get a win. You understand me? Because they already have the platform, and in these kind of crazy times, it may be a little hard for new platforms to emerge, right? Nvidia, chip stock, you know what I'm saying? That one does good. But when we talking about, the one gold, when you got Barrick Gold, you can go check out GLD. You can check out Pax Gold. That's PAXG. That's a crypto. You got GLD. That's a gold stock. Then you can go look at some of the other mining gold stocks, right? Because the people that got rich during the gold mine era, right, was the people who sold the tools and manufactured things, not the people who was actually getting the gold. So you have to understand that. So invest in where the future is going, not where we at today, right? And so it's hard for some people to jump out the mindset. They're like, but I'm so stuck on like living day to day. Like I need tomorrow. I need to go to the club. I don't really understand the whole invest in the future. And this is why a lot of people don't have a rich present, because in the past they didn't invest in their future. So it's a change. XRP, if they win their case, XRP is skyrocketing, right? Most of these cryptocurrencies that people were ignoring, people were doing videos about me last year. Keys told y'all they doing the Bitcoin is down. Then when it's up, they don't want to say nothing. Keys said don't trust the banks. Then when the banks go down, they don't want to say nothing. I don't have nothing to, like, I don't even be having stuff to sell to y'all. I just be giving away the information. So at the end of the day, that's to benefit you and what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Keys ain't get a degree in school. What do you know about it? All of a sudden, reality says, oh, skills, degrees are no longer needed over here. It's your experience that counts. Oh, I just been ahead of my time, that's all. But I get that. So, make the videos. It's cool. Plus, I ain't perfect. I can be wrong all the time. And especially if I'm predicting something that's bleak, I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right. So that's a good thing. I want a better outcome. But if I start analyzing things and I see where things are going, I'm going to try to do forewarning for my people so that they know. Right? But I don't actually want it to come true. That's the difference. So psilocybin is definitely a future. I haven't identified what stocks that I think. I think Magic Mind is one of them. Was it Magic Mind or something like that? Psilocybin is definitely a future. So I would look into psilocybin, right? They haven't completely made weed federally legal, but drugs are going to play a huge future. You understand me? In this role, escapism, experience, the attention economy is going to continue to grow, right? So, the way people create investment theses and philosophies and strategies, they analyze, they take a step back and they look at the world and what's going on, right? And so you all can see trends from where you are as well, things that you may not even realize that may be in investing. If you ever was like, oh man, I knew this was going to happen. You may be a good investor and all you had to do was invest in that prediction and you could have won, right? And so we see things moving even fast, and you can even play options to where even as the market goes down, you can make money, right? So there's ways like today, people think that the gold is going to go down, that they hit past 2,000. And a lot of people are going to sell because of that. So you can short it and make money on the short-term downside, right? So as it's going down, you're betting that it's going down and you get to make money, or you can bet that it goes up and you make money, right? There's so many ways to benefit from, right, the changing world systems navigating. You can learn how to do Forex. A lot of people thought Forex was a scam. And Forex is taking advantage of foreign exchange and different currency rates, right? And so I'm pretty sure my Forex traders out there are killing it right now because of all of these things that's going on with the governments around the world. So a lot of these times, man, people be thinking these things are scams. And the reality of it is that we really need to just pay attention and execute. Right? It's only a scam if you don't educate yourself and you get into something thinking it's going to be magic. Right? And so we've been talking about these skill sets for years now, and people don't want to take advantage. We care about things that don't matter. Right? So shout out to all the people that have learned new skills over the last, 5 years and really been applying, and people that have fired their jobs. YouTube automation is a big thing. I don't want to get in front of the camera. I can't talk like you. Well, you can write a script and have AI talk. Right? And still put out the information that you want to, and people will still watch it. And now you can be making money. So I don't like excuses, because this generation, the excuses that we make are the most pitiful ones in the world, because you have all the opportunities in front of you. So for you to be making excuses, it only means you're weak. It's not a valid reason. It's just a weakness. So strategies is what we're talking about. So sit down. My mother is on here, my family is on here, and we gonna really talk about what's the plan for the future? What's our strategy? How we gonna go about this? Family investment meetings are key. Let's sit down with your family and say, these are the things we must have in order to be free. And you have to be honest, we're not free. We're not free right now. Set up a corporation with the family. I've been talking about these things, and I'm about to implement them even more in my life. But what we've been trying to do, most of these things, I had a brother, he told me, man, he said, man, you got on stage and you talked and you poured into people and you gave them game and value. And at the end, he said, you didn't ask them for nothing. He said, man, shit, my conference, we would have hit them with a $10,000 to $20,000 offer at the end of that. Is it a difference between you and us? Like what you got going on is like this shit is like literally genuine for the people, and I don't think they realize that. Cause he's like, yo, you could be getting like $10,000 to $20,000 offers. You know what I'm saying? But you're not even putting together these events to sell people anything. You're putting these events for people to be free. I was like, damn, that's profound. But then I was like, shit, I need an offer. I need to tell y'all. I'm like, y'all doing $10,000 offers? I said, wait a minute now. I know you meant that to be endearing, but I think I'm leaving money on the table. I said, shoot, wait a minute. Can I go back on the stage? Oh, I'm ready to go back on the stage, man. Damn, I got to put the pitch out there, man. I got all these people. And how would so y'all would have made 2-3 million. And I just brought them together to just change their life. Okay. I think I need to switch this up, man. I said, wait a minute. I said, I know what you were saying, and I'm inspired by that, and I do it just because it's me. I don't know. I think you just gave me a blueprint, brother. Oh my God. Oh man, that's funny. But listen, I am going on tour. So I most likely to be in your city. And if we don't have your city on the tour date, just text your city, text tour to your city, to that number down there so we can add it. My tour starts May 4th at the Apollo Theater in New York, in Harlem. So that's going to be amazing. We're going to have some nice special guests that's coming out. It's going to be the highest level tour. You know, we're going to get everybody prepared with these strategies to go to the highest level, to be future proof and deal with the world, and also deal with those self-wars. You know, we always talk about, consciousness and the mindset and, being able to control your mind because it's so powerful, and that's super, super key, right? So, when you get there, it's going to be a level of energy and empowerment that you never felt before. It's going to be an experience. It's history in the making. You get to say you was there and you witnessed that and you showed up for yourself. And that's the feeling that's going to be there. It's going to be exuberant. It's going to be regal. We're going to be stepping out. We're going to be dressing fly, and it's going to be amazing, right? I also have a campaign with Billy Carson in May as well, called Supermind. And so we're doing a workshop, actually. Everybody should sign up for that. The link is in the bio. And that's really about how to develop these superminds like we have. Because if you can conquer the world. And that's the one thing that's probably limiting and holding people back is the insecurities, the doubts, the procrastination, the lack of retaining memory or learning abilities or learning how to tap into the true one's potential, right? And have that transformative experience and discover yourself, right? And so that's what we need to focus on. So I'm going to send out a link today for everybody who's text. I know I have not sent out a link. Everybody's just been registering for the tour. So we'll send out a link. So make sure you text, and I'll get that link out by 4:44 Eastern Standard Time today. But listen, we're in a war, and this war is for your attention. This war is for your currency. This war is for your mind. This war is for your spirit. This is a war that is changing the world as we know it. If we've seen the world change so much over the last 5 to 10 years, we've been introduced more technologies. We've been introduced, goddamn plagues, and we went through so many different things that we are a generation that's probably have experienced, a vast amount of paradigm shifts, maybe more than any other generation before, right? Whether they were worse or better, that doesn't matter. And what this is doing is increasing the anxiety of the world because we don't have time to process. So I want to also tell you to take a step back and process. Anxiety is when you in the middle of the storm, right? And you have to step out of the storm, right, to be able to think and be clear. And some of you are just staying in your storm. Oh, there's problems. Oh, we don't have money. Oh, the world is changing. Oh, I don't know what to do. You're just in the storm. And your tactic may be, I'm going to smoke some weed. I'm going to drink. I'm going to go out. I'm going to be with this person. Those are tactics. Those are not strategies. And that's why you can't win the war. So everybody needs grand strategies. And stepping away, going into nature, practicing transcendental meditation, educating yourself, changing up your environment, your friends, groups, eating healthy, working out, right? These are a part of strategies when you change the way that you live. Going to high-level conversations, changing your information diet. This is different, changing your spiritual diet, saying no to things more, right? That's not really aligned with you, and saying yes to things that present new opportunities. Right? And so we have to change the way that we live in order to change the results that we get in life. So we have to have strategies. And when we see these things in the world, we have to start unfollowing people and start leading. The world does not need more followers. We need more leaders because people don't know where to go. So you have to have the ability to master and lead yourself, and self-awareness is the highest level. I'm 19 Keys. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to do better. Let's continue to fight these self-wars. It's the war inside self, because power comes inside self, not outside self. So the way that we save ourselves is by saving ourselves, right? Meaning going internal. So let's continue to focus on building our health. Let's continue to focus on building our wealth. And we got this, y'all. It's in the bag. Peace, family.